Welcome back. Well, if you have ever been a Jehovah's Witness, you've heard this line a million times. The end is just around the corner. And that's what Jehovah's Witnesses have been told for over 100 years, that the end's just around the corner. Don't save for retirement. Don't plan for the future. Just pioneer. Just serve if you're an elder. The end's just right around the corner. Just wait on Jehovah. But now, the Watchtower is quietly introducing something they have never allowed before. A retirement plan. And not just any retirement plan. Let's take a look at the clip from the May 2025 governing body update that started it all.
Here's another recent development. In March 2025, the governing body invited branch committee members 80 years of age or older to consider their circumstances. As a result, some of these dear brothers have made a personal decision that they will no longer serve as branch committee members. Let's hear from a few.
Old age sneaks up on you, and you don't realize at times the limitations that you have. So this was a way for the governing body to help us to just accept the reality of old age and the consequences.
During my almost 77 years of full-time service, I have always experienced that Jehovah's guidance through the faithful slave brings joy and contentment.
I truly believe that this arrangement is an expression of Jehovah's deep love. Even if our assignments change in the future, regardless of what assignment it may be, will be an opportunity to enjoy our service while constantly thinking about pleasing Jehovah.
This is the answer to a prayer. We cannot keep up. Let somebody else, younger, stronger, do the job, and they're doing it.
It makes me very happy to see younger brothers now on our branch committee, and they're doing a great job. And I know allowing for other younger brothers to come in, it's going to help the organization.
It has helped me to appreciate, do what you can, not what you can't do. And love it, follow Jehovah's direction, you'll always be happy.
The governing body deeply loves and respects these dear brothers. If their circumstances permit, they will continue to share in teaching assignments such as conducting morning worship, serving as branch representatives at circuit assemblies, and in giving talks at regional conventions. In that way, our brothers and sisters will continue to benefit from their many years of faithful service.
Well, isn't that nice? A retirement plan for the branch committee members. Well, we'll talk about that a little more in a bit, but in case you're wondering, the rest of the update was pretty standard stuff. Disaster relief, convention promotions, and auxiliary pioneering reminders. But this here clip that we just seen, it was buried in the middle. It's a policy change, and it has massive implications. You know, for the first time, branch committee members are being invited to retire due to age. This is unprecedented. So we're going to look at this from a couple of points. What do we have here? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 points. So stick with me. We're going to take a look at 8 points, and we'll see how that all ties in. Point number 1, long-standing doctrine. You know, there was no retirement. Long-standing. Watchtower, October 1st, 2000, says there is no such thing as retirement from God's service. Kingdom Ministry, August 1981, retirement from secular work shall not mean retirement from sacred service. Missionaries, Bethelites, and COs were told to serve until death. And now only the top tier overseers are given an exit. So let's talk about that. Point number 2, why now? Well, legal pressure and depositions in the U.S. lawsuits like the K. Kurt and Rowland senior leaders, including GB members like Jeffrey Jackson, have been named in the subpoenas. And men like Samuel Herd, who's now 90 years old, Herd and Lösch, he's 84, and David Splain, he's 81, they're all at risk of being deposed under oath. Retirement removes them from the direct legal responsibility. It's not compassion, it's strategy. Point number 3, Tony Morris and the life estate. After Tony Morris was removed in 2023, property records showed him living in a private home like under a life estate arrangement. He doesn't own it, but he lives there rent-free, likely for life. While Lösch, Splain, and Herd, will they get the same package? These other people that are going to retire. These are questions that are yet to be determined. Now, point number 4, U.S. retirement benefits, not for the average JW. U.S. retirement benefits. Ministers in the U.S. can receive Social Security if they pay into it. You see, in most churches, ministers get a salary, folks, but not in the JWs. But many JWs workers file IRS Form 4361 to opt out, leaving them with no pension or health care. Watchtower provides no private retirement plan. In Canada, Bethelites who don't pay into CCP end up with nothing as well. So unless you are a high ranking, you're on your own. So point number 4. This doesn't apply to missionaries, COs, or Bethelites. Missionaries often sent home when sick or aging. They have to go home and someone else takes care of them. Only some get missionary home placement. Only some. Circuit overseers, they get a used car and maybe help with housing, no guaranteed income. Bethelites, they serve for decades, then they get sent home with no pension. So this new policy, it only protects those at the top. Point number 6, who are the branch committee members? So the branch committee members are senior elders appointed by the governing body directly to run each of the countries. It's like, how an elders meeting, a judicial meeting, there's 3 elders? Well, there's 3 elders, 3 brother elders, long-standing, good reputation, that are appointed in every country directly by the governing body. And there could be more, 3 or more. So the branch committee members are senior elders appointed by the governing body to run each country's branch office. They oversee literature, legal strategy, Kingdom Hall construction, and disaster relief. Think of them as regional CEOs of the JW organization. They are appointed by the GB. They're not part of the GB themselves. They're not Bethelites, COs, or the average elders. So they're a little bit different. So the retirement policy in the May 2025 broadcast, it applies only to them, the branch committee. Point number 7, Watchtower's nursing homes. Yes, they do exist. There are Bethel infirmaries in Wallkill, Patterson, and international branches. But access is selective. Only top-tier or ultra-loyal servants get in. Everyone else is told to rely on family or the congregation. So yes, there is a nursing home system, but it's not for you. And point number 8, incentives to stay. Why do so many remain loyal despite everything? Well, think about it. You start to get old and you're in Bethel working. You've worked your life in there. Maybe you're pushing 70. It's got to be hard to get up every day. I know I'm not 70. I'm 61, and I find it hard if I had to go and do what I did when I was 40, get up and put a full day in. So some of these guys are really pushed. But once you go your whole life and you're in Bethel, what other choice do you have? You go out, you don't have any retirement plan. How are you going to eat? Who's going to look after you? Do you qualify for any of the nursing homes? You're getting old. You're going to try to ride the system as long as you can. Why? Because in Bethel, you got housing, you got food, you got health care, and you got security in old age. But it's a two-class system. The top-tier leaders, they get a graceful exit and lifetime benefits. Everyone else gets discarded. So when they used to say, don't bother with retirement, the new system is coming, but now they're planning for theirs. They retire quietly. They avoid subpoenas. They live in comfort. And the rest, well, we're left with nothing. So ask yourself, are they really preparing for Armageddon? Or are they preparing for old age and legal exposure? So here's my final thoughts. Will the governing body members eventually take advantage of this policy? Maybe, but not publicly. They are clearly setting a precedent, one that will allow them to bow out quietly, avoid court, and live comfortably. This is a setup. The real retirement plan isn't for the sheep, it's for the shepherds.